for supporting me on Patreon. It means so much to me. Hey, welcome back, or welcome if you're new to my channel. I think this is my second time ever creating a Q&A here on my channel, and I've had this ASMR channel for over 4 years now. So as a little way to celebrate hitting 30,000 subscribers, I made an announcement that I was planning on creating another ASMR. So today I am here with you going through my little handwritten notes of questions for this Q&A, both from YouTube and my Patreon page, where I have exclusive videos every week posted. And of course, nothing too personal that would, become a little bit sensitive to give out on the internet. So I hope you will enjoy this little get to know me video. I started off with the questions from Patreon. How are you doing? Are your health issues behind you now? If you don't know, I had 3 major surgeries 6 months ago now, I think it is. And I have been doing really good. I don't have the same pain anymore, and my lung issues has gotten way better. I have not felt quite ready yet to talk about what surgeries I've had, but I feel great, thank you. Do you still play video games, console or PC? I've actually gotten a little bit more into playing video games. This vacation holiday period I had 2 weeks ago now really brought back that joy and fulfillment of being able to sit down and find my way back to old hobbies. So yes, I've been playing quite a lot of video games on my PC. If so, which games do you play? I've really been hooked on Catch and Chill. Great fishing game. I've been having so much fun relaxing with that game. I think now 2 days ago I got a message over Steam that they have released a demo for Wild and Chill, so I'm gonna try that out today. And I played through the whole second moving game. Was it called Winter's Warmth? It was great, so wholesome. Really enjoyed that, and I've been playing a lot of Sims 2. All the good, relaxing games, very much nostalgic. Which ASMR content creators do you like? And that feels like a little bit of a hard question, because I don't want to. There's a lot of great ASMR content creators that I do watch to relax. I currently just have a few that works on me. I've been watching a lot of ASMR throughout my years, so there's not a lot of triggers that I still get tingles from. I think you can get immune, but one of the content creators I can go back to, and she hasn't posted in a long time, is Nikki J. I will post a little pic of her channel. Great ASMR, a wonderful person. She is great, such an inspiration. And then is my current obsession, which puts me to sleep every time, which is Miss Roseanne, or is it Mrs. Roseanne? But I will post her Roseanne ASMR. I think she changed her channel name. Nothing puts me to sleep like her. I think you decorate your apartment beautifully. How do you do it? Is it part of your professional background? Do you get information from magazines? Or simply that you have a great taste and a real knack for it? Thank you. That makes me so happy. Such a compliment. It is not in my professional background. I don't know how much Jambo Mambo you believe in signs, star signs. I am a Taurus. I love anything beautiful and a beautiful home. When I was younger, like in my 20s, I was really trying to follow up on trends, watching a lot of Pinterest, magazines. But the older I got, the more I realized I want to have something that is not contemporary. Something you can have your whole life without needing to renovate again, or that is out of style. Most of my decorations I find secondhand just because I love anything handcrafted. And I try to go for a more minimalistic style today. A lot of influence from Feng Shui and Yapandi, that kind of minimalistic, mindful decorations. I renovated this apartment entirely by hand, and I just chose what I thought would be suiting both for me, my wallet, and whenever I sell this apartment, find my dream cabin or house. But thank you, that makes me really happy to get a question like that. And next, do you read? And if so, what is your favorite type of book? And what are your favorite books? This is probably a little bit embarrassing to say, but no, I am not a reader. I do not have the inner peace and serenity you need to go to bed and just relax with a good book. I've been trying, but I have a hard time finding books that are in my taste. You know, I've gone through a lot of the World of Warcraft lore books, but I find these kind of fantasy stories to be written a little bit juvenile. I'm not a sucker for romance. I do not enjoy horror or thrillers. And especially this whole, like, in Swedish we call them deckare. Like these ones that are following up on crimes, like true crimes, or I do not enjoy that either. I think there's a lot of sadness in the world that we view as, what's the word for that? I'm sorry. But as something exciting or adventurous. I read a lot of self-help books, more mindfulness. There's a lot of great books on how to declutter, how to to cut off feeling nostalgic or sentimental about stuff or items or clutter. And I think that is more my cup of tea. I need a lot of I need more tools with handling stuff, and I have a hard time getting lost in stories. Tell us about a time where you felt a little Leroy Jenkins in life or when playing a game. And I will I will take that question as maybe going all in or something. Use head first, not thinking, and that is probably renovating this apartment all at once. I think I went in a little crazy, but it did turn out good. But that is probably the last time I will do something without thinking first. Let's cross my fingers on that. What your own favorite ASMR is, types of ASMR and people who do it. Okay, I mentioned the people I do listen to a lot, but of course I need to mention my good pal Before Sleep ASMR. He hasn't uploaded in years as well. I love when people go through collections of items that I'm invested in, like the World of Warcraft, TCG, old collectibles, old books. He has a great, beautiful, fantastic World of Warcraft collection. That works for me, and my favorite trigger of all time is people speaking Swedish, my native tongue, that are not Swedish, either not ASMR or ASMR, but hearing my native language with a totally different accent just puts me to sleep. I wish more people would do that. I love that. Favorite sort of music. I listen to almost everything, depending on mood. But recently I've been on such a blast from the past, listening to old music from like 2000 and 2010. A lot of Outkast, Eminem, 50 Cent, like these old goods. But a band that I really love is Bloodhound Gang. I cannot, it's what I listen to when I go to work and I feel so pumped up for the day. Is my name Rudven, or is it an alias? Is it a fantasy or elvish sort of name? No, I wish Rudven is such a cool name. It is not my real name, but a name I used in World of Warcraft many years ago, and I thought that was a little bit suiting. But maybe, I think it would be quite hard to change your name at this age. And then I wanted to address a lot of questions I got about mature content, if I would ever be able to do that. I studied many years at university for my degree, for my profession, and I worked many years within my field. It is not acceptable to do that kind of work. So first off, I wouldn't be able. Second, I don't think it's worth it if, even if I would make 100,000 Swedish crowns a month, which is like $10,000 a month, that is a lot of money here in Sweden. Even if I would make that amount, I don't think I would be comfortable with doing that work. I don't think I would enjoy it as of now in my life. I have to be honest, and I think most people are. It is not a compliment, but you do get a little bit flattered, like, oh, people think I look a certain way, you know? As a woman, you are often valued of your beauty, your looks, or your sex appeal. And my short answer is no. And the long answer is I don't think that is suitable for me. I don't think that is who I am. And there's a lot of risk for people who go into that business, and I truly believe you have to choose your job, your I guess content creation, your profession, whatever you do in life. Stay true to you, what feels right in your heart. If it's something you feel like you feel like such a baddie or whatever, you do what you want. I don't think that is the right choice for me. That is my long answer to that question. Favorite songs or bands? I love Bloodhound Gang. Truly love that. And I think my favorite song to listen to work is My Dad Says That's for Pussies. Such a great song. I don't know, I used to sing that in my car like every morning. It's a great song. It gets me really in the mood to work, I guess. What is your favorite music and soundtrack and song in World of Warcraft? Such an easy question for me. I love Terracar Forest and the music of Terracar Forest. I usually put on the soundtrack from the Zone each morning to do my makeup for work. I just feel really relaxed when listening to that. It truly takes me to a different place. I love going out in the forest, nature, my favorite little places, and listening to that music. It gives me nostalgia and a calm like nothing else in this world. What is your favorite bit of folklore from your country? That is probably connected a lot to my childhood. But I made a video about the folklore of a Näcken. You know, the naked man playing music, dragging women and children to the water. And I think it's just so mystical because I used to get threatened a lot by that as a child. Like, don't go to the water, Näcken will take you. And it is probably to scare children off from water. It worked on me, but I just think that is so connected to Swedish and Nordic mythology. I think that this is great. I love it. What's your ideal cabin location and what would it look like now? Oh, another wonderful question. I am currently looking for cabins and houses, a smaller one. I think it's really important for me to have it rather close to any sort of water, lakes, ocean, sea. I am really trying to get a rödtomt, which is close to the sea. I am looking for a one level, not a 2-story house, but just one floor, I guess. I would really love to have a... Oh no, I didn't look up the words beforehand. En kamin, I will put on a picture where you can light up fires. I would really enjoy having solar panels, a bigger garden so I can plant a lot of flowers and trees. I would love to have like this fantastical big garden with a lot of little hidden houses for hedgehogs and birds and squirrels. I just want a really simple wooden cabin with the necessities, solar panels, water, a functional bathroom with water. I want to live a really, really simple life that is. Will you be doing more whispering videos as they are genuinely the best? Yes, I have not made only whispering videos in a while because whenever I make them I get the question about soft spoken, so I will be doing that. Have you watched Arcane League of Legends? And if so, did you like it? I watched a little sneak peeks on it about Vi and Caitlyn. Love that story. Great couple, but I've not watched it entirely. Have you ever played Warhammer or just enjoyed the lore? I have not played it because I have right now no one to play it with. I love the lore. I think it's another universe I just like to delve myself into. Have you thought about doing a video where you build or paint miniatures? Yes, I really want to do that. I have been looking into maybe 3D printing some World of Warcraft miniatures, but Warhammer figurines are great as well. I will really look into that. Favorite race plus class combination in World of Warcraft? I am a warrior main. I love any type of warrior in any game. I do not enjoy anything ranged or sorcery, but I have a soft spot for the Tauren warriors. I really enjoy Taurens, the male Taurens, and I really enjoy warriors. I think that is my favorite. Maybe a little bit basic, but a Minotaur, a Tauren, just brute strength. That is my type of thing. Will you be doing more only whispering videos sometime in the future? Yes, once again, yes, of course. Thoughts on Midnight Expansion? The Midnight Expansion is World of Warcraft is the first expansion that I haven't bought. I bought and tried Battle for Azeroth. I bought and tried Shadowlands, The War Within, Dragonflight. I think my love for retail is truly over. I feel like I've been broken up with the story, the lore. I haven't even watched a lot of gameplay online or reviews about Midnight. I just feel like The War Within really killed my love for the lore. I don't know which way they are going really with the story, so no, I don't think I can have any thoughts on it right now. I haven't tried it out and I probably won't. If you could live anywhere in Azeroth, where would you decide on settling down at? Shattrath. I would stay at Shattrath, even if it's a doomed city, a doomed world. I love Shattrath and Battle God Forest. I just love it. Which faction in Warhammer 40k do you find the most interesting? If we talk about lore or playing, there are very different questions and answers. I really enjoy the Tyranids just because I love that unending hunger for more. And a high mind, I think that's very interesting to play with. But just for fun, the orcs are amazing. Having a little bit more goof in a game like that. But if you ask me lore-wise, the mechanicals is just what I find the most interesting, switching out humanity for machinery. I'm really all about that, I guess, in Warhammer. What's your favorite legion, both loyalist and chaos? once again, I think my love for warriors and brute strength draws me more into, with the Chaos Legion, into the Khorne, factions, and just bloodshed and war and brute strength. That resonates the most with me, but within the Loyalist, I really think the Space Wolves, just because they have this Viking-esque influence. I don't know, it's so much fantasy in a game that is not really about fantasy, is my answer. There is so much that I enjoy. I really want to get more into the lore books. Could you read Horus Heresy and then give us an ASMR book review? Yes, I will write that down on my to-do list. Thank you. Could you play Skyrim and record it and give us commentary? Would you mind if my PC is really loud? That is the only thing stopping me from making more gameplay content. I get a little bit upset that it's so loud. I could try it. I never played through Skyrim as a whole. Tell me about that. Would you enjoy it? Questions about starting up a community Discord servers. Okay, this is something else I want to address. From what I understand, there are a lot of issues with unmoderated Discord servers. First of all, I am not a lot of online. I do not have a lot of time after getting home from work, which as a content creator would leave people in that community unmoderated. What I'm trying to say is I've heard, read and watched a lot of videos online about content creators having spaces like Discord where they don't moderate, where you mix minors with adults. That is a big no-no. And having not safe for work Discords, or having drama, or having unmoderated negative spaces. I don't know. I have to think about that because I'm not online a lot. Maybe once or twice a week at most. I work a lot and I have a lot of my spare time at home. I'm not quite sure if I could defend starting off something I can't moderate and see that everyone is doing well with. I don't know is my answer. What was your ideal profession in your childhood? What did you want to be? A little bit sad to say, but I never had any dreams as a child. I didn't have any dream professions. I didn't have any plans for my future. I was very much day to day. Gaming, World of Warcraft was my second home. I escaped a lot from reality in my youth, and no, I did not have any dreams. Favorite race plus class in real life. And I'm gonna view that if I could be anything in real life. I would probably be a warrior in real life. I'm gonna say a Tauren again. I would really want to be a Tauren. I want to be big with brute strength. I would not want to be 5'3" if I could choose. That's my height now. I'm pretty small and short for being 30. I would love to be a big brute. Favorite ASMR content creators? I get that question a lot, but I'm gonna post my top 3 in no direct order, but Nick J, Mrs. Roseanne, or Miss Roseanne, I think Miss Roseanne, Mrs. And Before Sleep ASMR. Those 3 really does it for me. You mentioned getting into hunting. How difficult is that in Sweden? Can you hunt on public land? Can you just buy a gun, or are there certain criteria you must meet? Yes, I'm not entirely sure, because most of the hunting is within my family or distant family relatives. You have to take your hunter's license depending if it's small game or big game, like birds, hares, or mooses, bears, that kind of stuff. And there are periods of time where you're allowed to hunt, a certain amount you're allowed to hunt, and you have to be in like a club or group of people that have the rights to the land. You're not allowed to have guns in Sweden. If you have your hunting license, you're allowed to buy one, but you have to have safety lockers and store it and register it. It is, I want to say that I am pro that. I am pro people having less weapons than more. And I can't say that for your country, I can only say that for my country. As a Swedish person, I find it shocking that an everyday person can have a gun in their home. But that is me, and that is my upbringing, and what is natural in my customs. But I'm not quite sure if I want to get into hunting. I just barely got an over step of being able to put a worm on a hook as a bait when fishing. I still cannot take care of the fishes yet. So I have a long way to go if I want to take over that part of my family. How often do you fish? And how long have you been fishing for? I've been fishing a lot as a child. I would love spending my summer vacations when we were off school, just going out fishing. But this summer I found my way back to it. I haven't done it since I was maybe like 11, 12, or even before that. And now whenever I have the opportunity, I don't have any good fishing waters close to where I live, so I have to travel quite far. But I love fishing to get food. I think that is like the best thing you can eat, a freshly caught fish. What music are you listening to lately? I've been listening to a lot of old but gold songs. A lot of Outkast, Eminem, the old bits, 50 Cent. I've been listening to a lot of Nim as well. The old World of Warcraft songs. They just bring me happiness. Probably nostalgia. Probably the age. But I think the early 2000s were great. What kind of work do you do? There's been a lot of questions about my profession, and I know I talk a lot about it, that I am tired. And I would probably like in the future to talk more about what I do for work. But right now I feel like it would maybe be a little bit too private to put out there. I don't live in a very big, what do you call it, like a big town or city, and I don't want too much of my personal life to get out there. Have you played through The Witcher 3 and completed it? If so, what ending did you get first time you played it? Yes and no. I played through, but I lost Siri. She didn't come back from... I mean, you know, the portal when she's going to fight the... Okay, I lost her and then I got so mad for putting all those hours in. I didn't do it again. But I would really like to play it once they release the third and final DLC for The Witcher 3. Since you hit 30k subscribers, maybe you could read some Warhammer Horus Heresy lore story. That is a really great suggestion. Yes, I will do that. Do you remember your first ASMR experience? Yes, I do. If you're Swedish, you remember the very amazing julkalender Mysteriet på Greveholm. Och då är det Lillan och, nu vad heter storebron? När de hittar stenen, hjärtat i språkroboten och typ drar den på soffan med typ så här tigerpläd eller någonting för att se om de kan få det att sväva. Och de bara drar den efter. Och jag fick som barn gåshud och det var så skönt djur. Så att jag spolade tillbaka på VHSen för att kunna se det segmentet om och om igen. Det är min första ASMR-upplevelse i verkligheten. What kind of videos and triggers are your favorites? Unintentional ASMR works best for me when people are just sharing who they are in their own unique personal kind of way. And I love people trying to speak Swedish as a non-native Swedish speaker. Those are my two favorites. It really feels authentic. How did you learn English? In Sweden we start learning English in school at, I think it's even at the age of 7. Our first real school year. After like the beginner class or what it used to be, they have pre-made the school system here now. But you start reading English in school as a second language as a child or very young. I think it's even taught a little bit in preschools now. And my English is probably not great compared to a lot of different Swedes. And once you hit high school age, no, even before that, middle school. In middle school you get to choose between French, German or Spanish as your third language. I chose German. I can nothing German today. And once you hit high school you can either continue with French, German or Spanish, or you can choose Mandarin, Chinese or Italian. And so then you have, of course, if you are a minority people, you can choose to have your native tongue in school as well, on top of Swedish and English. That is your rights in Sweden. What's one thing you want to accomplish this year? Great question. I have a lot, but one I think is doable this year is that I want to cut a lot of my sentimental connections to a lot of physical items. In other words, I want to declutter my collections, movie mugs, World of Warcraft, just household items in general. I want to get free of the feeling of fear when it comes to collecting and live a freer, more authentic life to myself. Have you thought of possibly doing some gameplay ASMR videos like you have done in the past? Yes, as long as you don't mind my really loud fans on my really shitty PC. What destinations or countries would you like to visit? I am not really a person that travels a lot. Of course, seeing America would be great. I've been talking about fishing in any kind of swamps. When I was younger, I had a dream of visiting BlizzCon. I don't think it's the same anymore. But what I would really enjoy to do is seeing a basketball game with Pelle Larsson. They're like the largest right now Swedish basketball player in the NBA. It's great. I love watching basketball, and having a Swede that gets so big, it hasn't really happened at this scale. So I would love seeing that, and I would love to go to Canada to see a NHL hockey game. I think that would be great. Don't care if it's the male or female leagues. I would love that in like Toronto or some place like that. What are your thoughts on Classic Plus? Is it something you're interested in? And if you are, what would you like to see added, changed, or kept the same? I tried the, what's it called? Classic Plus Discovery season, and I did not enjoy that really. I would like the things added in Classic Plus that they never released, like the original Emerald Dream with big Nautilus tentacle temple. I would love to see them release the places that they scrapped years and years ago, and changed is that they would not add any items you can buy for real life money. You know, the making buying golds or mounts and all of that. I do not enjoy that kind of stuff. What is your favorite meal? And if you have traveled, what's the best food you ever had? I talked about in my last Q&A that I love hot dogs. But it's such a cancerogenic, is it called that, right? So I'm really trying to eat way more healthier right now. I don't really have a favorite meal right now. I'm just trying out eating more like avocados, greens. I'm just really trying to switch out eating more nuts as well. But the best food I had was last year when I went to Spain, Mallorca. And I had a vildsvinspasta. What is that called? Yeah, vildsvin. How could I like those wild dogs. What are they called? I need to put in the word. But the wild hogs pasta. It was really good. What are some of your favorite Swedish traditions and customs? Okay, Swedish customs that I love is the same as in Japan. We don't wear shoes inside. I think that's crazy in the States where you wear your shoes inside. We don't do that in Sweden. I love the tradition, a custom of having a fika, going out to have a sweet and a coffee, having like a coffee break, going out chit-chatting at a cafe, friends and family, love that. Favorite Swedish tradition is probably midsummer. I think celebrating midsummer in Sweden is a wonderful, wonderful tradition and holiday you really need to try out. Do you plan on continuing your folklore series? Yes. I haven't felt inspired to sit down and write down all the lore, but I will do that, I promise you. What was your favorite part of the renovation that you did? That must be demolishing. I had so fun, and I got a little bit in over myself, or I demolished all the rooms at once, and that was probably not the smartest thing to do. And what's your biggest lesson from the renovation? What would you do differently? Go room for room. Don't demolish everything at once. What is your favorite fashion piece of the summer? Great question. And I will show you 1 second. this Y2K vintage Coach demi bag. I think it's even called the Matcha color scheme. And it is so small. I really gotten into Y2K fashion once again. And I can't stop wearing this. So this handbag, any handbag that are vintage Y2K, you know, it's too small for the winter season. But this bag is my favorite fashion piece. And kitten heels. I love a short little kitten heels that just elevates your entire outfit and it makes you feel so womanly. Do you have any holidays planned? Not really, but I want to go this autumn or fall back to the mountains to do some autumn fishing. I think that would be really great when all the leaves turns yellow and red and the landscape becomes fantastic. What are you reading at the moment? As you might know, I told you I'm not really a reader, but I am currently obsessed with this book. I found it secondhand. Confessions of an Heiress, a tongue in cheek peek behind the balls. It's of Paris Hilton and her fashion of the early 2000s. I really become really into anything Y2K, and I feel so influenced by this. I've had a lot of clothing that I have ordered that are just of this era. I miss this time in life and I feel it has so much soul. And I really love Paris Hilton. She's truly an icon and she will always be my favorite first ever influencer. Such an inspirational woman. I love her, I love it, I loves it. Is there a video you would remake if you had the chance? I would have loved to remake my first ever older videos where I didn't really have the settings, my old Blue Yeti mic quite right. I didn't have the best setup with my camera. The imagery went a little bit in and out of focus, but I think that is quite charming for the time. It's like watching yourself through a time machine. It's 4 years ago. So maybe those. Which other game franchises are you passionate about? Nothing as much as World of Warcraft. As I said, that is like my second home. Nothing will ever come close to that. But the Warhammer 40k universe is a strong contender or contestant, what do you say? But I also love the Moomin universe. It is so wholesome. I can really recommend the second Moomin game if you want something relaxing and cozy. Were there difficult times that made you think you should stop your channel? Yeah. When I got back to the north, I was very broken as a person, but at the same time I thought content creation was the thing that saved me from that hole I was in. And last summer I had something really horrible and dramatic that happened that I haven't been speaking about. And that probably reflected a lot on my content. I am a person with my emotions on my sleeves. I have a really hard time hiding my emotions. I have an ongoing police case from assault last summer. I was just the wrong person at the wrong place. And I was really close to just quitting uploading because I didn't feel any joy in my life. But it's gotten better. Everything is getting better. Here are the last page of questions. This video became really long. It's fun to make. I'm sorry, I know last question was a rather mopey one, but you know. What's your favorite genre of books or podcasts that you like to read or listen to? Any recommendations? My favorite ever podcast, they quit this year, Tombola podcast, with Carl Stanley and Marcus Berggren, two famous Swedish comedians, just talking about random topics. I thought that was really fun. But I can still go, it's Swedish, so it's for you Swedish speaking people. But no, I don't really listen to anything else or read anything at the moment. I got some questions in Swedish that I would like to read in Swedish, but I will put in a little bit of subtitles for you. Även om du vill vara privat, vilket är förståeligt, så kanske du kan berätta lite om dig själv. Det du känner dig bekväm med såklart. Det känns svårt att prata om sig själv. Man kanske är lite för humble än vad man behöver ha och vara. Och det känns som att man kanske trycker ner sig själv lite mer. Jag är 30. Jag är från norra Sverige. Det hörs nog på min dialekt ganska tydligt. Jag som person är väldigt prestationsbaserad. Och jag har i många år jobbat med att försöka vara snällare mot mig själv. Och varje nyår är det mitt personliga mål. Var snällare mot dig själv. Jag har lätt att ta på mig för mycket av godhet på jobbet eller privat när jag egentligen inte orkar. Men jag har blivit bättre på att säga nej. Och inte vara för god mot andra när jag inte är så god mot mig själv. Jag gillar verkligen att vara ute i naturen. Jag mår bäst när jag kan vara ute på en promenad med hunden eller i skogen själv och gå ut och ta en kopp kaffe eller dricka en Celsius i solen och bara må gott. Jag drömmer om att ha ett litet hus, ett enklare liv, lära mig att bara koppla av och inte lägga för mycket av mitt personliga värde i vad jag har runt mig. Och jag känner mig jätteinspirerad av Y2K fashion. Jag älskar att leta på loppisar, second hand, shoppa online och nu vill jag verkligen hitta tillbaka mer till Y2K. Modet, stilen, musiken, livsstilen, den är fantastisk. Så det är kanske lite om mig, lite mer privat. If you could go on holiday in any fictional video game location, where would it be? And which place would you avoid at all costs to go on holiday? I think I would like to go to holiday in Talaran in World of Warcraft. The amazing capital of the mages. I think that would probably be more of a work trip, to be honest. But that feels like my cup of tea, a lot of knowledge, a lot of history. And where would you at all costs not go on holiday? You could not pay me $1 million to go into Undercity. No. Have you considered considered creating videos in different languages such as Arabic, French or Spanish? Until yet, no. It sounds like fun. It would probably just be trigger words. But it sounds like fun, great videos to do. Thank you for that suggestion. And another last question in Swedish. Har du kontakt med någon eller några andra ASMR-artister? Yes, I have a dear friend of mine that is Before Sleep ASMR. He doesn't really create content any longer. He has a lot in his private life, but he is a great pal. I hope to meet him if I ever travel to Denmark. Have a ASMR meetup would be fantastic. I have a lot of admiration for him. We share a lot of same interest in collecting, and I'm grateful to have a friend like that. And those were all of the questions for today. This video became so much longer than I thought it would be, but it was great to make it. Thank you all so much for watching this video,